A woman who happened to be born in the parlor of the house sometime during the home's lifespan in the 1950s said that her own mother had seen a Confederate soldier in the house, usually on the stairs. The tour guide made mention that this spirit was very unfriendly and had quite the rough vocabulary. She called him Seth, and I snorted and said Seth and I would get along fucking great. It got a laugh, as intended, but she went on to say that Seth was very clearly angry, and no one knew why. I asked her why she called him Seth, and she said that several paranormal investigations utilizing the spirit box method of communication spread out over many years when speaking about or trying to attempt to contact the spirit of the Confederate would repeatedly have the name Seth come up. It happened too many times by now, she said, for it to be merely a coincidence, and so that was the name they'd given him. It's interesting that Seth would be here at Ramsey House, my little strangelings, for during the Civil War, Ramsey House and the grounds surrounding it were occupied by Union soldiers. So who was Seth? Is he a Confederate prisoner of war who was mistreated or murdered on the grounds? Is he really one of the Ramsey boys who fought and died for the cause? Could it be Alex, the son that Dr. JGM gifted the house to? Or his brother, who was also killed in battle? We simply don't know who he is, how he came to be here, or why he remains. The only thing we do know is that he's angry, he swears a lot, and he doesn't seem to want to leave anytime soon. Seth doesn't seem to be the only malevolent or unhappy spirit at the Ramsey House plantation. There is another shadow figure that has been seen in the home's kitchen and basement that one of the assistants at Ramsey House has coined the moniker Mr. Big for. Mr. Big looms large and menaces to the point that in one experience, a group of archaeologists who were on the plantation grounds had an occasion to be in the home's basement. They found themselves momentarily trapped there when Mr. Big manifested menacingly between them and the only door in or out. Our tour guide didn't say how the situation resolved itself or how the archaeologists managed to extricate themselves from the basement in the situation, but she did say that all of them refused to ever set foot in the home's basement ever again, and that a few even refused to return to the property. I asked if she thought if Mr. Big could be a guardian of the house or property, and she said no, that she didn't think so. And then I asked if she thought if Mr. Big and the Confederate soldier known as Seth could be one and the same. To that, she said it could be a possibility, and that she didn't know, but that as far as Mr. Big went, I should return on a Saturday and speak with the assistant then, as she'd had the most encounters with this entity. So I did just that. I asked her the same question, and she said without a doubt no, absolutely not, that she was certain that Mr. Big was one of the slaves tasked with the daily kitchen duties, that he could quite possibly even be Sophie herself, the slave in charge of the kitchen and meals. She said that Seth was seen on the stairs or even sometimes the attic stairs, while Mr. Big has only ever been spotted in the kitchen or within the basement where the food stores were located, sometimes rarely between the two. Now, I know I'm going out on a limb here, my little strangelings. Prepare for that wild conjecture I talked about a couple episodes back. But I wonder, what if Mr. Big and Seth are one and the same? Could it be that his intentions with the archaeologists in that basement were misunderstood? Could Seth's bones be in that basement? What if he were being questioned or tortured by those Union forces? What if he is buried there or somewhere else on the property? Could he have been kept in the attic? Is that why he's always appearing on the stairs? Could he have been trying to keep the professional diggers from leaving that basement in hopes that they would find him? For sure, in many ways, Ramsey House leaves me with far more questions than answers. But with its less than 4-mile proximity from my own home, I'm sure that I can find time to make regular visits in hopes of uncovering some answers to some of these questions and more. For now, that's where I leave it. But don't you worry, I'm sure there are plenty more stories I'll be able to talk about when it comes to this wonderful old historic house. Like I